Terry, good morning. Happy Thursday, my friend.
Happy Thursday to you too.
Man, we just missed yesterday on our pick four over there at Keeneland. I thought, well, that's going to be impossible to hit. But then we turned around and had exactas and trifectas and the pick three with not very many horses on the back end. So we had a nice exacta. I think a buck paid $48 in that last race between the 13 and the I forget the other horse, the 7 horse maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think it was an 11 or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember from one day to the next, Terry. It's how it gets when you get a little bit on the older side, right?
It is. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that we got some interesting news to talk about today, Terry. A couple stories that I would say that not all that positive, I think, for horse racing, at least in your state and my state. Maybe we're going to have to pack up our bags and go, my man.
And move to Kentucky where they really love horse racing.
Yes, Kentucky, or we're at some other place. I mean, they seem like they're expanding Gulfstream, Florida. Maybe that may be a good spot to go. Or I don't know. New York seems to be all right too. So I don't know. But done with Del Mar. Apparently, there is a San Diego, the Democrat Party in San Diego. They want to get rid of. It's basically they want to get rid of Del Mar Park in terms of the way it's currently operated.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're also talking about other state fair racing throughout the state. So because they subsidize all of those different meets.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're saying is they don't want to spend the money, I guess.
But the government subsidizes everything anyway. So, I mean, they just pick and choose winners and losers, right? And unfortunately, I think that's too much power for people to have.
It is.
I think if one business should stand on its own, then I think the Lori Saldana's pet businesses should stand on their own too.
Yeah.
See if they can do it, right? If it's good for one group, it's good for the next group.
That's right.
Right? Fair equity, right? Isn't that the term that they're using nowadays to make sure that everybody gets the same treatment? So let's make sure that there are no subsidies for nobody and let the strong survive and see how that plays out.
I like that better. So,
yeah, I mean, there are times where everybody needs a little bit of help, but I mean, horse racing brings a lot of jobs to the area. And I'm sure, I don't know how many jobs there are at Del Mar, the fair, and all that kind of stuff, but I'm certain that they get back in taxes from income that people pay probably, and all sorts of development and the purse money and the taxes that they take out of the money pools and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure that doesn't equal zero for them.
No, it doesn't. Of course, she's kind of promoting the other type gambling, like on football and that, saying that they can make $1 billion a month or something.
Yeah, they're talking about $4 billion a year, having both, right? Why not have both?
Yeah, you should. No problem with that.
No, I mean, all the gambling stuff is going to be digital anyway. They're not going to be people on the ground. I mean, there will be jobs, people handling phone calls and stuff like that. But all that's going to happen is all the good horses are going to end up in Kentucky or New York or Florida. That's going to be it, right?
That's
right.
They're
all eventually going to end up in Kentucky because I don't think New York will be all that far behind what California is doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially since yesterday we talked about the governor there vetoing the marriage thing. So, coupling. Yep. Politicians stick to politics, folks. Leave the experts up to the other businesses that they run.
That's right.
Next up on our list of news is, I guess, the Chicago Bears. They're not interested in sharing with the Arlington Park. They're not interested in horse racing either, Terry.
No, they're not. They've been offered either to buy part of the acreage or lease it so that they can continue with horse racing there at Arlington Park, and Chicago Bears don't seem to be interested in that at all. So.
Well, being in Chicago, the McCaskies who own the Bears aren't necessarily seen in the best light. A lot of fans pray for them to go ahead and sell the Bears team because they feel like that management has been one that's not performed up to Chicago standards for sports. I mean, you're the third largest city, and our sports certainly don't act like it around here. Now they're going to have football fans that are upset with them. They're going to have horse racing fans that are upset with them. They might not have any friends left in Illinois for very long.
No, that doesn't sound like it to me. They might have to move somewhere else, like Minnesota.
Or they can move to Florida, right? Or to California. Maybe they can go to California where they don't want horse racing. Yeah, the California Bears. And that's the name of the football team out there, the college team anyway, right?
It is, yeah, at the Cal State. So
absolutely. So Terry, yesterday your best bet did pretty well, right?
It did actually. At Keeneland, the fourth race, number 5 Beverly Park won, and paid 7 to win, 3 to place, 280 to show. And then my second pick, Machismo, ran second, paid $3 to place and 280 to show. And a $1 exacta paid 860. So if you did a $10 exacta, you collect $86 for
Not
10
bad.
bucks. No, that's pretty good.
You're killing it. So today, let's talk about Terry's best bet today. What do you like today, Terry?
I like Belmont Park, number 5, race number 5. And fortunately, that's not one of the races that had all the scratches. So my top pick is the entry 2 at 2B,
Devious Mo.
And Advance Notice. Devious Mo ran second in his last 2 races, and Advance Notice was bumped in his last race and lost all chance. Prior to that race, Advance Notice finished in the money in 6 races in a row and won one of those. And he also has his best dirt speed as the fastest among today's starter. So that shows you that I like Advance Notice a little bit better than I like Devious Mo.
Devious Mo, indeed.
Devious Mo, yeah. Number 6, Charlie 50 is 1 for 1 at today's distance in Belmont. So you know he's got a lot going for him. And number 5, Prince James finished 3rd at Laurel and has also the highest last race speed rating of all the entries.
What do you think about the new the new look for Terry's best bet?
Oh, it's pretty good. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at my picture there.
Yes, indeed. I don't know what's better, folks. Let's vote. The picture or the real thing? Funny story. I was in the bank one day and I handed my ID to somebody. I say, yeah, I look better in person. She's like, no, you don't. From my ID, I was like, all right, you got me. You burned me. All right. Thank you.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, all right. I don't want to come back. I was just like, that's one of those things where you get burned and you're burned and there's really no effective comeback. You just got to take it, put your tail between your legs and, walk out the room or walk out the bank without much of an argument because there's really not much you can say.
That's true.
So today, Terry, we're going to go to Belmont for our Fly 4. That's where we're headed off today to New York. It's races number 6, 7, 8, and 9. There were a couple of races that were supposed to be on the turf. They got moved off the turf, and they're on dirt. So there's a lot of scratches today. So we had to kind of reshuffle the deck a little bit, as they say, right before the show started, and got our pick 4s in order. So we're going to start in race number 6, Terry, which is a mile and a 16th. Was supposed to be on the turf. It's not on the turf now. It's on dirt. You had a bunch of scratches. So looking at the dirt races at Belmont, surprisingly, speed is still the main way for horses to win. So I would expect you'll see horses that are forwardly placed, probably with an outside-ish draw, because if you look at some of the other races where on dirt, it looks to me like the inside posts may not necessarily in routes have the best positioning. So maybe a little bit of mid to outside speed might be the way to go. Who's your top choice?
Well, after you said that, my top choice is an inside horse, number 3, High Tide. He won 2 out of the last 3 races, finished 3rd in his last race, and has the highest speed figure at today's distance and best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. Well, we're not on the turf, so that doesn't matter. His jockey, Kendrick Camus, in the last Caramouche, in the last 7 days has a record of 24 starts, 6 wins, 1 second, and 2/3.
It does have the highest speed figure attained at Belmont as well. If you look back 3 races, the last time the horse was supposed to run on turf and got moved to dirt, it was at Ellis Park. Ran 3rd from the 3 post. It's going to be at the 3 post today. Maybe. I don't know if horses to the inside. I think one to the inside is scratched, so maybe be inside a little bit more than that. But actually took off, was trailing, hugging the leaders, riding co-pilot. After the half-mile marker, took over and never looked back, ran away from the pack by 1.5. So the horse did do well last time out under the same circumstances. I am going to go outside, Terry, for my next pick, and that's number 11, FF Rocket, or if that's 2F Rocket, I'm not sure how that's exactly pronounced. But it should be one of the horses that's amongst the not too far off the early pace, Terry. The horse has raced well at Belmont as well. One time there, has a win. So I expect that you're going to see this horse do very well today, and it shows some early pace and be very difficult perhaps to catch.
Yeah, that could be. FF Rocket kind of reminds me of what is it, CZ Rocket,
Uh-huh.
just because of the name, I guess. So,
Yes,
yeah,
2 letters and then a rocket.
yeah. I actually thought the horse was scratched, but I guess
Was
not.
it scratched? I looked. I went through the scratches. We want to
But
run through that real quick? I'll look
yeah,
through it while you bring up your next horse. I'll look just to make sure because I thought
yeah.
I went through all the scratches and got it right, but I'm
Well, you probably did. I'm
probably not.
getting old.
Well, I'm older. No, you're actually older. But anyway, I feel older.
That's
So
right.
tell me about your next pick.
Well, I liked number 2, Land Biscuit. He improved his last speed rating, has improved the last 3 races in a row, and he has a
Hmm.
good workout on October 21st, 47.2 breezing. He was the best out of 38.
All right. So that's the 2 horse. So let me just confirm on the 11 horse in race number. Yes, FF Rocket is in the race, Terry. So you
Okay,
like the 2, right?
I do.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at the 2 as well, but I put him to the side, Terry, because I did not like something that I saw there. But yeah, the last time the horse ran on slop with Lascano, it actually won, and that was at Belmont. It does have a bullet workout in its most recent workout. So yeah, let's put the 2 in there at a little bit of odds. That gives us maybe one more horse here, Terry. I think we can put one more here, maybe even
Okay.
2 more later on. But I like the number 4 horse. So here we are, all inside horses when outside seems like to have this the pace advantage. So I like either the 4 Terry or the 9 horse. So the 9 horse is one that should be to the outside. Top Gun Tommy Jose Gomez in the irons. I've not heard of him before. He's a
Yeah.
horse that should have a little bit of early pace, and he's getting a pretty big weight break in 110 pounds. So between the 9 and the 4 for me, which do you prefer?
Um, I like. Let's see. I'm looking here because though. Oh, I like the 9. Yeah,
Okay,
that
we'll put the
was.
9 here, and then we'll put the 4 off to the side just in case.
Yeah, the 9 was my third pick. So
Any other horses that you like, Terry, besides those 2?
yeah, number 14, Orb in the Tower. He's won 2 races in a row. He has a good trainer in Todd Fletcher. Has a good workout on October 21st. 4 furlongs, 49 breezing. Third best out of 16.
All right. So these are some alternative horses in the event a horse's scratch, which is possible with the weather that they're having there today. You have enough scratches on the day today that I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few more.
Yeah, and
And
I need to say that if I hadn't thought that horse was Scratch FF Rocket, that would have been my first choice. So
the 11 horse.
yes,
Okay.
because and the reason I thought it was Scratch is I just looked quick, and what it says is that they changed the jockey to and they didn't scratch it. So,
All right. Well, that's maybe maybe when it's over, we'll wish they had scratched it.
yep.
Race number 7 is 6.5 furlongs. Terry, this one is on the dirt, staying on the dirt. There's been 21 races so far. 11 of them won by speed horses. 7 have gone wire to wire. But I think the interesting stats here, Terry, are looking at the post position. So far, the rail has won, I think, 40, almost 50% of the races at the distance. So it looks to me like you better have a rail horse in there.
Yes.
So I'm going to just start right off with that 50% winning angle and say, you know what? I'm going to take the one. Big Bobby has inside. It's got that rail, should have tactical speed and have the ability to close out the race with that seemingly position advantage.
I agree with you. That's a good pick. It's my top pick. He finished in the money in all of his four career races. He's won one of those. He has the highest last speed rating, and the rail post is winning at an amazing 48% clip.
Mm-hmm.
He has a sharp 4 furlong workout and 48.4 breezing, 8 out of 32.
Who else do you like in this spot, Terry?
I like number 2, 7 Lilies. He's finished third in his last 2 races after having trouble in both.
Uh-huh.
And his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
All right. And I like the number 6 horse, Terry, as another horse that can do very well. But I also think just looking at the way these statistics work out for the inside draws, I mean, it's almost worth throwing the 3 in there as well at 30-1, Terry, because the inside 3 have won something like 75% of all the races. So you got a little bit of early pace out of the 3 horses. Well, it should be one of the fastest horses out of the box. I have it rated as the 3rd fastest. behind the 8 and the 6. I like the 6, Terry, too. What do you think? Should we put the 6 and the 3 in there, or do you like something else besides the 6? Fenway showed speed last time out, first time off a layoff, ran its best speed figure ever. History says that the horse will probably improve in its second start, and if it does, it can run away with this race. So I think we absolutely have to have the 6 in there. But what do you think about maybe adding the 3?
Yeah, that the 6 got to be in there, and the 3, actually, he did the race before last. He ran a nice win. So
He's got some early pace to him. Last time out, he stumbled at the start a little bit, so then he had to go wide and so forth. But I think you can kind of write off that last race. But if you look at that inside fractions, I mean, you look at that early, the half-mile fraction was the fastest that the horse has ever produced. The 6 furlong fraction was, again, one of the fastest that the horse has produced. But that early weird start, and it just seems to me like maybe you got a little bit of inside speed there. And if there's going to be a long shot, it's either the 3 or the 8, in my opinion, that's going to come. That big brown shoes last time out. Ran very well, won at Belmont, maiden claiming, $40,000 was claimed. But I'm not a big fan of the maiden claiming moving up in up in class in its next race. It usually doesn't do well. So I think we get better odds with the 3, and it can show some early speed too.
Yeah, and I think you can kind of throw out that last race. It was bumped to start, so that might have just really made a big difference in his race.
All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 6. We got all the inside covered. We got speed, and maybe we'll put the 8 out there. Any other horse that you like in case there's a scratch?
No, that's no big. Well, I like the 8, of course, big brown shoes, but that's it.
All right, yeah, we put them off to the side there.
Yeah.
All right, race number 8. There's only 4 horses, Terry. So this one was supposed to be on the turf. It's a mile and an eighth. Again, looking at that, I expect, there's only 4 horses, Terry. So in 4-horse fields, what typically happens is that usually a lot of times they come out of the gate 1, 2, 3, 4, and they end 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, that's true.
So looking at it from a pace standpoint, I think the 7 is going to get to the lead and the 14 is going to chase it, and one of those 2 is going to win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So do you think 2 horses is I don't think we need more than 50% of the field, do you?
No, I think that's fine. 7 and 14 is just fine.
Perfect. So that brings us to race number 9, Terry, which is a mile on the main track. There's been 25 races, 20 of them, surprisingly, won by speed, 7 going wire to wire. And unlike the race 7 at 6.5 furlongs, where there is a heavy inside bias, it looks to me like the mile at Belmont is being a little bit more to the middle, to the outside is the preferable post position. How do you want to start?
Well, I actually like a pretty good long shot, number 6, Lucky Brody. He made a big improvement in his speed rating last race and finished 3rd. Mm-hmm. And the trainer Michael Maker wins 18% of the races when
on number 6. It looks like Orlando Noda is the trainer.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's who I meant. Yeah. So anyway, I like the 6. You
like the 6 horse? Yeah, Orlando. He's I think one of those trainers at Belmont who's up and comer that maybe is not the household name yet, but might become a household name, provided they're allowed to race in New York for a long, long, long time.
Right.
But I do like that improvement last time, walking up the ladder, as I like to call it. You see last time out at the half-mile marker, it was 6 by only 1.5 lengths behind the leader. And the race before that, it was 6 lengths behind the leader. So Lucky Brody definitely showed improvement. Not one that I had on my list, Terry. I have I have the 7 horse as my top pick, and that is Blitz to Win. Mm-hmm. Horse has been real close. Last time out, ran one of its top speed figures, running at the same level. Has 2 seconds and 4 races at Belmont. I know it's the favorite here, Terry, but it looks to me like this horse, with the numbers that has run at Belmont already, is the best horse in the race. And looking through the card outside of race number 8 was the closest to a single for me.
Yeah, number 7 is my 3rd pick, and the trainer wins 45% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to the race. He has a really sharp workout on October 24th, 4 furlongs, 48-1, breezing 5th best out of 46. And, of course, he returns to Belmont and at a mile where he just ran 2nd.
Who else do you like here?
I like number 8, Umbrea. Umbria finished second at Belmont at 1.16 and now cuts back to a mile. The trainer Linda Rice wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to the race. And it has a really good trainer jockey combo who in the last 14 days, 4 starts, 2 wins, 2/3.
Yes, I have the 8 in there too, as like probably around my 4th choice, but it is definitely a horse that should be able to be a part of the early pace. As I mentioned before, early pace is definitely a key to winning at this spot. The other horse that I have in here, Terry, is the 9 horse, which is BC Glory Days.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horse that I have rated as the second fastest out of the gate behind the 2 horse. And it also had some good late pace to it as well. Not last time out, but prior to that, the horse shows like it's been able to get to the lead, maintain the lead, and hold the lead. And if you look back to its first 3 races, they were all on dirt.
Yeah.
And it goes back to dirt, and it finished 3rd by a half a length, 2nd by a neck, 3rd by a length and a half. It seems to me that this horse absolutely prefers dirt over turf. Kind of interesting that the trainer, that they put him in another race today and finally decided to put him back to dirt, which
right.
you would think after 1 or 2, well, after 2 bad races on turf, he didn't go. So anything else any other thoughts about the 9?
Yeah, the trainer wins 21% of the races when he brings a horse back from the 3rd race after a layoff and has a sharp workout on October 22nd, 48 for Brazing, 4th best out of 30.
All right. So any other horse that you like here, Terry?
Yeah, I'd like to put one either off to the side or in. Number 10, Brew Pub. He's run 2nd in his last 2 races and has the highest last race speed rating and the best start speed, is the fastest among today's starters.
So you like the 10. Let's see. I like the 2 as alternatives here. So let's put them both to the side and see which one we want to come back to. Right now, we're at $64, Terry. So do you feel like, so race 7, 1, 2, 6, and 3, do you think you have that covered, or would you want to put the 8 in there too?
Well, we can. I didn't have the 8 in my.
All right. So we'll leave them off to the side. So then race number 6, 4 or 14. I have the 14 rated. Let's see, race number 6. I have the 4 as my 3rd rated horse, Terry. Where do you have 14 rated?
Yeah, 14 is my 4th pick. Yeah, Orb in the Tower.
Mm-hmm.
He's won 2 races in a row, and of course he has that good trainer, Todd Fletcher.
Well, there's a very good trainer. So
yeah.
All right. So let's see. So would you rather have the 10 or would you rather have the 14? How about we do it that way?
All right. Well, let me look at the 10 here. So
in the 9th race.
Well, in the 9th, or we're talking about the 9th.
Well, we're talking about the 6th and the 9th. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to give you your choice. In race 6, you can have the 14, or race 9, you can have the 10, and I'll take the other spot.
Yeah, I want the 10.
You want the 10. Okay. So we'll take the 10 out of here. Cut. We'll put the 10 here. Bang. And we'll put the 4 here. Cut. Bang. I think we can do this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this gets us exactly to 100 if I think of this through correctly. So that's 5 times 4 is not 5 times 5 is 25 times 4 is 100 exactly. So yes, $100. There you go, Terry.
Okay.
That is our pick 4 today, our fly 4 at Belmont.
Can you put it up there?
You can't see it?
Nope.
It's not on the screen this whole time?
Nope.
Oh, wow. What was I doing, Terry?
I don't know.
I don't know either. All right, hold on a second. Let me bring it up. We usually put that up there, right?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, what am I doing?
I didn't realize
it. Terry. There's our fly 4.
There it is. All right.
Let me know when I don't have these things right.
Well, I didn't know it because I'm looking at the form in my my notes. I wasn't looking at what was going on there.
So there's our Belmont fly 4. We have the 2, the 3, the 4, the 9, and 11 in race 1, 1, 2, 3, and 6 in race number 7. Race number 8, we have 2 horses, but half the field, the 7 and 14. And I said there's a little bit of an outside bias, Terry, in race number 9. We better hope a inside horse doesn't win because we have all the outside horses, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think for this ticket to pay out the best, Terry, the 7 horse is going to have to win race 8 because I think the 14 is going to be a heavy favorite.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And let's talk real quickly about our fly 4s. I mean, our hot dog pick 4s, Terry. There you go. You went 3-9. I don't know. I messed up this slide somehow. I have to go back and correct it. And then 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 14, 6, and 8. I went 3, 4, and 11, so we can both win with the 3. 7, 1 or 2, we can both get that. Race number 8, the 7, 8, and 14, so we can both be alive going into the last race. And the only horse that can get us both through the fly together is the 8 horse in race number 9.
Okay, I'd like to change the 9 in the 6th race to the 11. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can change it to the 11th, Terry.
Yeah, because it was scratched, the 11. I thought the 11 was scratched, and it's not.
So Terry's going to go 3-11, not 3-9 in race number 6.
Correct.
Sounds good. All right. We better go quick to the next round here, Terry, because the 3P parlay for you is going to get started probably right about now in race number 3 at Belmont Park. Tell us what you like.
I like number in the 3rd race of Belmont, number 5, Fair Regis. And 5th race, I like the entry 2B, DV, and Mo.
Devious Mo.
Yeah, Devious Mo and Advance Notice. And at the 6th race, I like number 3, High Tide. And yesterday, I had the pick place winner, all 3 of them, and it paid $86.70 for
that's
$20
good.
bet.
Nice day, yes, Terry. Overall, I mean, minus the first leg of the pick 4, we had a pretty good day overall.
Yep.
And then I'm going over to Keeneland today. These are our best bets over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. So make sure you head on over there. You can get all the day's races, including our best bets at Keeneland, like this. Race 4, the 7, Coppertown. I don't know if that means Police Town or if that means the actual medal. Race number 5, the 5, Dam Jovalet. And then finally in race number 7, the 9, Coffee with Alex. I don't know who Alex is, but apparently having coffee with Alex is a good time, Terry.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. So I think we covered everything, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think we got it all done. So.
Except a couple of goof ups there. Again, Terry's replacing the 9 with the 11 in his hot dog 4. And I just, for whatever reason, didn't put up the sheet as we were putting our picks in. So I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, next time I'll look before I start looking at the form and that. So,
whenever I make a mistake, it usually works out to our advantage. At least I hope it does this time for sure.
I think.
Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here on this Thursday, Terry?
Well, I just want everybody to be careful out there with that weather. It's really been terrible back east. Here in California, it kind of cleared up, but boy, yesterday I guess there was some 100-mile-an-hour winds, tornadoes. Oh yeah, so everybody be careful, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at Racing Radar. Like us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up at Racing Radar.
Yes, indeed. And make sure you tell your friends about us so the show can grow. We can get to 1,000 subscribers and then get a 10-cent a month paycheck from YouTube. Terry and I will be much richer for it.
That's 5 cents each.
Yes, indeed. As always, folks, it's always been my pleasure to be with you today, Terry. We're not 100% sure about our schedule tomorrow. We're planning on doing the races tomorrow, Terry, but Tom can't make it. So I was wondering, do you maybe want to see if Tom can make it one day next week and do it next week, or do you still want to do it tomorrow?
No, that's fine. Next week's fine. I mean, I thought he could make it. He couldn't make it tonight, but he was going to do the Friday one.
Yeah, but it looked to me like on the note that he can't make tomorrow either.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
I'll double check to make sure. Okay, if Tom can make it, we'll be here tomorrow the same time, 1:00, to discuss all of the horses that are international invaders coming into Del Mar while it's still open to run in the Breeders' Cup. If not, then we'll find a time to bring Tom in for his expertise to talk about all of the international horses so that you're fully prepared for the Del Mar Breeders' Cup next Friday and Saturday. And our show next week will be heavily focused on the Breeders' Cup as well. Our friend Terry there will be at the Breeders' Cup giving us on-the-scene inside information.
Yeah.
Anyway,
as much as he can.
As much as he can, for sure. So we'll check with Tom, folks. Either way, make sure you check us out on our social sites, be it on YouTube. Subscribe. That way, when we do talk about the international horses, you'll be notified. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Sean will be socializing it, as I call. So he'll put out a tweet before we go live with that show. Or if you like us on Facebook, when we go live on Facebook, you'll be notified as well. Terry, as always, it's my pleasure. Everybody, I hope that all of your tickets are winners and that we see every one of our picks today, Terry, in the
winner's circle.
That's it, folks. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you maybe tomorrow, but for sure on Saturday. One last thing. Tonight, 9:30 Eastern time, we'll be on with trainer Todd Fincher to talk about the big races at Zia Park on Sunday. So make sure you check that out. We're going to get some great insights to Zia Park that, quite frankly, you're probably not going to get most places anywhere else. And late Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, when you're looking at Zia Park in your account and you're like, what do I do? Well, you'll know by watching tonight's show.
Yep.
We'll see you tonight, Terry. Everybody have a fantastic Thursday, and may all your picks end up in the winner's circle.
See you later.